Hello everyone, this is Tracy from Inspired Chi, and I am bringing you your new moon and your new year predictions and advice and energies going into 2022. Now, I am going to let you know that in the information box below, there is another message for the collective that will directly affect your outcome, possibly. So you might want to check that out. I will give you the PSA that it's not for everyone. However, if you have had a reading with me or if you've taken my class, you know that I don't shy away from the bad news when there is some. And instead, I would prefer to let you know how you can alter your course to make it benefit you, or at least to, get through it as unscathed as possible. So I am putting the PSA on that not everyone will want to look at that video for the collective, but I do advise that you do if you're looking for your other messages, because again, it may be directly affected. That being said, if you are new to this channel, welcome. If you're coming back, thank you for your support. And we're gonna do two different things today, as a matter of fact, because I know I did take a bit of a sabbatical last month, and I'm not getting these videos out to you more than once a month. So I'm doing my best to, when I do send them out to you, to make them a little bit more in-depth and extended. And that is my goal for you in 2022, because it marks the 2-year anniversary of me doing these videos for you guys. And I love your support, and I love to be able to, in between readings, have you check in with your spirits and your guides and hopefully help you along your path. So going into 2022, I will be doing virtual readings until March, because it is a time in the winter where I teach classes and I take classes. So I will be available for private readings, but I will not have office hours. If you would like to book a private reading, you can also find that information in the little box below. Okay, so I said I was going to do something a little different, and I'm going to need notes. So don't mind me, it's a lot of information. So you're going to want to focus in first, I'm sorry here, on pile 1, 2, or 3, whatever you're drawn to. The picture is in the thumbnail. We have a pile of Light Seers Tarot card that we're going to do some clarifications with. We have a card from the Enchanted Map, a card from the Romance Angels, and a card from the Runes. So you're going to want to focus in on where you feel like your messages are. Keep in mind that these are general and group readings, so not every message will 100% resonate with you. So take what's yours and leave the rest. And I always like to say, if you're looking at this when it first comes out, it's always nice to kind of go back after some things have unfolded in a week or two, because most of the time I'm telling you about something that you know, but sometimes I'm telling you about something that hasn't happened yet. So you might get your best advice maybe in a week or two of looking at this. So we have a new moon in Capricorn. Happy birthday to my Capricorns. We're going to be focusing on finance and goals, as we do at any beginning of the year, right? But we have a super new moon that's bringing luck and possibilities. And my goodness, do we need that, right? So I've seen this saying around, it's a meme, it's going around on Facebook and Instagram and all of that. And then Agnes, my business partner and beloved friend, posted something the other day that I think is important. And it's like, we may be all in the same situation, but we're not all in the same boat, right? Some of us are in yachts, some of us are in rowboats, and some of us are drowning. So it's really important to check on your people, because there's a lot of things in flux right now. And never be ashamed to get some help for your mental health, even if that's never happened to you before. Okay, reach out. There's a lot of different things, both medically and holistically, that might be able to help you along. So just keep that in mind. So let's talk about 2022 and how it will affect you. So first, we're going to go into your zodiac sign, which again, I'm not super big on astrology, but I do have some information to go along with your reading. So if you want to take your astrological sign and also your pile, put them in combination, throw in the collective one, you may have a more personalized message. Just a thought, and let me know how that works out for you. Sounds more complicated than it is. So Aries, this new moon is going to fall in your 10th house of career. So that's going to be a big focus for you going into 2022 in this new moon. Taurus, we're looking at your 9th house of adventure. Gemini, we're in your 8th house of emotional bonds and intimacy. So that will be the focus going into 2022. Cancer, we're looking at your 7th house of partnership. This could be romantic, this could be platonic, or, you know, even in business, but your focus is going to be on partnerships. Leo, sixth house of daily routines and wellness. And I am a Leo, and I can tell you that is 100% accurate. I need to get on track with my daily routines and wellness. Virgo, fifth house of romance and self-expression. So it looks like you're going to have an exciting start, Virgo. Make sure that you're speaking your truth. And speaking of which, we have, I'm going to skip for one just second because we're going to go over to Scorpio, because Scorpio, you're also going to be speaking your truth as you go into the new year. This new moon's falling in your third house of communication, and it's about speaking your truth and having some game-changing conversations, even if they are uncomfortable. Libra, we're in your fourth house of home life, roots, and security, highlighting your closest relationships. So you're going to be doing some settling in the early months of 2022. You know, getting your home in order, maybe moving, maybe settling some financial wrap-ups there. Sagittarius, we're in your second house of income, bringing your skills to the table. So you may find that you are in line for a promotion, or you're being put on a project in work, in home, in your creative aspects, however that falls for you, that you're going to be able to highlight your kind of like your hidden skills, which is going to be really enjoyable, and it's going to be very inspiring for you. Then we have the Capricorns. Again, happy birthday, Capricorns. We have the new moon's in your sign. So as if you're not always ambitious, get ambitious, but make sure to be creative and have fun. There's a big focus on playfulness, not just spreadsheets, okay? You want to get in there and you want to really have some fun with some things. Aquarius, 12th house of spirituality and mental health. Speaking of the reaching out for your mental health, a lot of times, as you know, being so in tune, being so sensitive, as many of you are, as most of you are, that tune into this channel, you may notice some shifts that are happening, some ascension symptoms that are happening in your spirituality. And yes, many times it can feel like you're going absolutely crazy. But just check in to make sure that your mental health is okay. If you do need some help, you know, reach out. Of course, I'm here for any questions that you have as well. And Pisces, who's also a very psychic sign, my water sign Pisces, we're dealing with your 11th house of networking and collaboration. So you're going to start this year with some really big ideas. And yes, your ideas can sometimes be taken with a grain of salt because they are so big and they are so hard for some people to digest. But just keep pushing at it, Pisces, because you have something to say. I mean, you definitely need to come into 2022 with your out-of-the-box thinking. So I hope that was helpful, and make sure that you were on the correct video if you chose stack 1, 2, or 3. Have a happy new year. Okay, 2s, we're back in focus. I don't know what happened at the end of 1's reading. I started to lose a little focus and it was a little bit blurry, so hopefully that won't happen again here. We're starting with Rosemary as your lucky intention setter for 2022. If you are a sage burner or all of those things, try Rosemary. See if you like the smell. Personally, I don't like the taste, but this one's not meant to eat. Okay, and then we are getting a romance card. We're getting a enchanted map card. We are getting the harvest card from the runes. We'll get into them specifically. And then we'll get into some clarification with the Light Seers Tarot. So you're getting the honeymoon card. And it's saying, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So this could talk about the holidays in general, or the way that the Europeans see holiday as vacation. Either way, it looks like romantically, if you are attached, it may be time to take a trip. I mean, you may not be able to do that with the current situation, but even if it's just a weekend away or something like that, I think it will be really rejuvenating for you in your relationship. If you are single, you may meet somebody when you are away. It could be away for vacation. It could be away for work. So we're coming into 2022 with a little bit of romance for the 2s. The map, we're getting rescue, okay? Maybe don't go on a cruise, or if you have one, maybe postpone it a little bit, because you do have some boats there and you do have rescue. Now, I'm going to talk about the fact that a lot of our light workers out there have a tendency to rescue the people that we're dating, okay? Or want to help people to our own detriment. maybe stay away from that this year. Maybe that's not the best thing for you. However, I do feel like you will be you will be rejuvenated by the water, by a trip. And there's something that you're working on, because I'm looking at the rune card Harvest, and I'm an extremely impatient person. So when I get a Harvest, I'm not super happy about it. However, it talks about the seeds that you're planting now will take about 1 full year to manifest. Okay, but to continue to work on it because you are assured success. So if you start out 2022 and there's a lot of delays that are taking place or frustrations that are taking place, put your head down and continue to work, continue to plant those seeds, because the time will come for you, even if it's not now. And when you look back on specifically this time next year, because we're going to be looking at 13 months, so between like January and February of 2023, oh my gosh, you will be in a whole other place. Okay, some of you may be starting school. It may be like one of those advanced programs, like a 12 to 18 months, make things happen quicker. Some of you may be starting new businesses that are starting to kind of, you're putting all that legwork in now. Whatever you're starting to do, it will be very inspiring for you. You do have a lot of hard work in 2022, not going to lie. But I feel like it's definitely hard work that will pay off, okay? Some of you may even be having new wellness routines, okay? Being on a healthier eating kick, moving more with your body kick. And for so much of it, obviously love yourself the way that you are. This is not a vanity thing. It's absolutely for your health. I see things that are shifting. I see you working very hard towards a goal that isn't going to happen tomorrow. So go ahead and take a break. Go ahead and get rejuvenated, because you're going to be working on this for some time, okay? Some of you may have to postpone celebrations, okay? So that's one of the first messages that I'm getting, okay? It could be a wedding, could be something like that, but because we have something talking about 1 year, maybe whatever you had planned, I kind of really feel like this is more purpose and career driven. However, I have cards down here that negate that, so take it how it resonates for you personally. It may be romantic. I'm going to read it both ways, okay? So some of you, so the Three of Cups is a celebration, a happiness, community, a wedding, those type of things. But we have it in reverse. So we may have had to postpone something, some type of a ball, some type of wedding, some type of something like that. And it's going to be postponed for about a year, okay, or something close to a year, which can be extremely frustrating. This could be a grand opening, maybe. If we're talking about this from a career or purpose, it could be something like, oh, we thought we had this position for you, but Sally's coming back from maternity leave, so this won't open up again until next year. It's that kind of a thing, okay? That initially, it's like, I really feel like you have these books here. Someone's going back to school, okay? Someone's learning something new out of you twos. Please tell me who you are. I would love to know that. But it definitely looks like you're going to be going in a really good direction, learning new things. So whatever this delay is that happens, as frustrating as it can be, it is a good thing. It does work in your favor. You have more time to prepare. You have more time to get new ideas to tweak that and make it better. Some of these delays may be directly related to what's happening over the next couple of weeks and a couple of months of 2022. If you're interested, go down to the box below to see the reading for the collective. PSA, it's very truth-telling. You may not want to right now. But if you're getting frustrated with delays, go back and take a look. Yeah, and then we have the Nine of Cups here. So yeah, you're really frustrated by something. I'm really sorry it's not working out the way that you had anticipated. This was supposed to be a really big year for you. Okay? But something paused you. But there's always a benefit in the delay. So just please try and be patient, and please try and be grateful. We have the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, but we do have that in reverse. And I'm getting the message that's, it's be careful what you wish for, but I'm getting it in the Stone Song. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you get what you need. That is going to be the theme of 2022 for the twos beginning, okay? It will benefit you in the long run. So maybe this slowdown is making some room in your life for romance, because we have the Knight of Cups here. This is gender fluid, doesn't matter whoever's coming to romance you, okay? And that looks like it's happening a little bit later, in the sense of probably not the next couple weeks, maybe even closer to Valentine's Day. You might be getting this energy. You might be putting yourself out there. You may find that you now have time to put yourself out there because the plans that you had fell through, okay? So keep that in mind. There's something to do with your legacy. Again, this could be the legacy that you're creating, a family home that you're trying to buy or sell, an inheritance that is really taking a long time to manifest itself because it's not quite there yet, okay? And if, when I said about the will and a family inheritance, if that resonated for you specifically, I want you to be really careful there, because we do have the Seven of Swords, which would be somebody taking more, treating someone unfairly and taking more than is theirs, okay? This could be in business, if you have a business partnership that didn't really work out in 2021. But this absolutely feels like a family member, and I'm sorry to say that. It may not resonate for all of you. It may be one person specifically. And I don't want you to go into it thinking negatively, but I do want you to guard against being taken advantage of. This definitely feels financial, okay? So just pay attention to that, okay? The harvest coming in 1 year, your hard work will pay off. It doesn't look like somebody's trying to infringe upon your romance. It doesn't look like there's another woman, another man, something like that. This very much feels financial. So if this person is coming in and you don't have a good feeling about that, just pay attention to that. I'm going to call one spirit card. I'm going to pull one spirit card when it ends, but I do want to say, give you a little piece of advice here that I have found in my personal life. And I see things a lot through images. That's why I use cards when I communicate with spirit, because I'm a very visual person. And if spirit gives me a card, I'll be able to get a whole story from it. But if it goes in my mind, sometimes I won't be able to trust those visions, right? Because I always think, oh, well, you're just making that up with your own head, which is part of the trick of learning tarot, which if you've not been invited to my class, I apologize. I do have a class on the 15th. If anybody wants to have some education on tarot, I will put that below as well. Anyone is welcome, and it's online. But point I'm trying to make as I ramble on, I'm sorry, is sometimes when you see someone and they look like somebody you know, okay, pay close attention. If you meet someone and she reminds you of your childhood best friend, chances are they're a good person, okay? And the same is true if you meet somebody who resembles, they don't even have to physically resemble. It's just for some reason they strike you as someone that you met before. If that's a person that you met before that didn't treat you right, pay attention to that too, okay? Because sometimes spirit gives us messages in that way. And I had a conversation a long time ago, it's probably on one of my videos, that sounds like completely insane, and I know it. When you have, it's almost like where you're seeing people in a little bit of a distorted way. Pay attention to if that's happening and who you're seeing that way. Because sometimes spirit will be very literal, okay? To give you an example of that, I had a person from my past who, she really didn't do anything to me specifically, but she was a bit of a con, okay? Did things to somebody I used to date a long time ago. Well, when I met somebody who resembled her to a T, I thought that was odd. And she ends up being the same person, essentially, right? Having the same flaws, having the same, I can't think of the word, cruel intentions, if you will. It's a little bit over dramatic, but you get my point, okay? So I don't know who that was for. I don't know why I had to go off about that for someone, but my only hope is if it happens to you, you'll be like, oh, wait a minute. I think I'm not supposed to trust you. Okay, new beginnings. I love that for you, and that's a beautiful ending to your reading. Everything in life is constantly vibrating and moving, and therefore continuously changing and evolving. Be aware that a new beginning is on the horizon. Have courage and faith, because right now life is trying to nudge you forward and move you in a new direction. Again, we don't always like how we get there, but we will go where we belong and where we deserve. And you have, I mean, all of this yellow in here is just reminds me of like the tarot card, the sun, which is really positive aspects, but also reminds me of the solar plexus, which is self-confidence, motivation, ambition. So it really does feel like a work year for you, for the twos, okay? But if you can find some time for a little romance, absolutely. And again, it's quite possible that, you know, you have to be extremely discerning in your romantic life, of course, always be. But this just doesn't feel like that to me. This feels like this is over on this whole other side. Okay? So good luck, and Happy New Year.